Ty, and in honor of Transgender Awareness Week, I thought I'd make a video about the steps that you can take coming out as transgender, if that makes sense. So, I've devised 8 steps. Now, by no means do you have to follow these steps. These are just things that I've come up with and pretty much things that I did when I came out as transgender. So, we'll start with number 1, telling somebody. I feel like this is something that you can't keep to yourself. You shouldn't keep to yourself. So find a safe person you can talk to. Maybe it's your best friend, maybe it's your teacher, maybe it's your therapist, your guidance counselor, your spouse, your brother, your sister, your mother, whoever. Just make sure you can tell somebody. Now that's not a whole coming out process. That's just telling one person. Get it off your chest. The second thing I would do is educate yourself. There are so many resources out there. Just go online and start Googling, That's what I did. Transequality.org is a good resource that you can go to. ftmguide.org is a good list of resources. Watching YouTube videos. I learned a lot from watching YouTube videos, believe it or not. So that's what I would do. Number 3, devise a plan of action. Now, my plan of action is not going to be the same as your plan of action, or her plan of action, or his plan of action. But what I did was, after I did the research, I decided I wanted to go on testosterone. I figured out what it would take to get on testosterone, and I took those measures to get to that point. And the second thing I knew I wanted to do right off the bat was have top surgery. So I did my research, and I found out what it was going to take for me to get that top surgery done. And so that was my immediate plan of action. Number 4, I would advise to see a therapist. Now, I did not see a therapist, but I do think that many people will benefit from seeing a therapist. I did have to see a therapist one day in order to get a letter for top surgery, but other than that I didn't. But I would recommend it to a lot of people, because coming out is not an easy thing. It's just tough. It's tough in a plethora of ways. Step number 5. Not everybody has to do this. Like I said, I will go back and reiterate, these are things that I did. I started dressing in the gender that I felt most comfortable, which is male. Now, most of my clothes anyway were very androgynous, if not male, but I went and got dress shoes, men's slacks, men's shirts, ties, men's belts, jackets, what else? The whole 9 yards. And it can be very expensive. So what I did was I went to secondhand stores. They're the best. I switched over my whole wardrobe, and I actually have more clothes now than I did before. And it was just from going to these secondhand clothing stores. And you can get some quality clothes. Some clothes still have the tags on them. And this is also how we dressed Ben growing up, because he grows so fast. And, we're not going to pay a lot of money, for something he's going to grow out of in a month. So, secondhand stores, yeah, I highly recommend them. Number 6, understand that you will probably lose quite a few friends and family members during this process. This is not something that everybody understands. This is not something that everybody will accept. So you need to know that you might lose these people out of your lives. And it's a big step to take and a big chance to take. In my opinion, it's their loss. Because you have to be your authentic self. You have to live your authentic life. That's how I feel about that. Number 7, Make sure you socialize. Do not hide in your house and become a hermit. There are many ways to meet people who are like-minded. There's social media. There are support groups. There are conventions. There are, just go online and like Google, but go online and just find where these people are and meet up with them. And you'll feel right at home. You'll feel like you're not alone. You'll feel accepted. And you'll feel the love. Number 8, ask yourself, do you really want to come out? There are a lot of different scenarios out there that can be happening. You could be in school, and you might not want to come out in like high school because people can be cruel. You might be living at home with your parents, and your parents might decide to kick you out if you come out as transgender. You might not want to come out at your workplace because you might get fired. You really, really, really have to think it out in your head and know that, you know, you could lose your job, you know, you could get beat up. Like I said, lose your family and friends. Devise a plan as to what way it would be best for you to come out. So you might have noticed that I'm wearing this safety pin. I wear it on my shirts, I put it on my jackets, I put it on my beanie caps, on my satchel. Yeah, I have a man bag. Now, what is the meaning of this safety pin? The concept originated in Britain after a rash of anti-immigration abuse cropped up following the Brexit vote earlier this year. So since Donald Trump's presidential victory, the safety pin kind of emerged here in America as a symbol of unity. It's a way for people, regardless of their politics, to show that they are allies and that they don't stand for the kind of violence and abuse that has emerged since last week. I don't know what this country is coming to, but I am a safe person, and I hope to see many other pins out there, many other safe people out there. Also, November 20th is Transgender Day of Awareness, and this is to recognize the transgender people who have committed suicide or who have been murdered. It's sad that we have to have a day like this, but I encourage everyone to just get out there and do something a little bit special for someone, especially a transgender person. Just give some thought to those people who lost their lives, you know, for the struggle. They lost their lives for us. You know, they paved the way for us. So we have to stay strong, and we cannot become another statistic like they did. November 20th, Transgender Day of Awareness. That's it for me this week. I will talk to you next time. All right?